Welcome to Peace in the Valley. This is a big episode down here in Kentucky. I hope you enjoy it.
Go ahead.
Don't drive the tractor past the sun. Look at those tires. Not good. Woo!
Okay, we pulled our tile up here. Angel's probably on her way up. I don't know. Can you see her down there? I don't see her. We cleared out this area down here. That piranha bar does a fantastic job of doing that kind of stuff. Goes right through those brambles. This is what we're aiming to do right here. This ridge and to go across. We're probably going to start using the chainsaw.
It was actually in March when we started and picked this area out when we were hiking. Never posted those videos, but I may include some clips here. When it was 70 degrees, next day then it snowed 8 inches, and that's actually when we started this. We didn't do a whole lot, but it was mainly just to mark where this was going to go so we could remember when we came back. And now we're in full progress. We removed a bunch of trees right here. This is where we're heading into our switchback, and we're trying to just clear this area. But I want to show you something. This is why we need ballast in the front. See that? It is so easy to tip the tractor with the weight of the backhoe on the back. If you're on any kind of an incline, easy. Clearing out the autumn olive branches and bushes is a must. There's so many of them. Deer love to eat them though.
That's a big root system.
All of this has to be cleared out before we can put in the culvert, which is just over that little ridge.
This guy, he's still rooted.
You think this is going to be an easy project, and it just never is. There's so much that's involved. You start clearing with one, then you've got to switch to the backhoe, which is nice to have it, to start pulling out some of those tree roots that are deeper that you just can't get to, so you got to dig them out. And we found the chains come in real handy too when we're trying to get these trees out, and just using the bucket, putting those hooks on made a big difference too.
We're in the ditch here where we want to put the culvert at. It goes right down through here. We want to keep it running, and we want to put a drive where Angel's at, crossed over to here. Got stuff down there. I think that's my last one. If I'm measuring 20 feet.
Poplar wood smells good. It smells good. Poplar.
Poplar? Grab that?
Yeah.
There's so little topsoil. Who's stabbing me? Okay.
Yeah, we need to make it like almost like right to that big poplar straight behind you, and then it goes left right before it. You're gonna just veer left.
Okay. So
there's almost like a line of trees up here.
So these need to come out.
Yeah. What's your goal for tonight? Because it's already after 5:30.
You done for tonight?
Well, we should probably wrap it up here in the next half hour.
Okay. Where do you want to post the track?
Probably just up here.
Just leave it right here?
That's what I was thinking. I can see it. Oh, baby tree.
Sorry. Yeah.
Probably go for
probably this one.
yeah. So, do you want to, are we going to just kind of go this way? Because then we'd take this one down. And then everything that way?
Maybe this one.
Okay, well then you're probably gonna have to take that one down too.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm thinking everything you see in this area, including these two big poplars.
Okay, let's go stand up here. Look at it from up here. There's bones.
Is that our bones that we found?
Might be.
Yeah, that's our leg bone. Great. Oh, something with gnawing on it, Bryce. That's disgusting.
Okay. So we keep these two big trees?
I'm thinking so, because I'm thinking once we get here, we're just going to go right here. Yeah, right where you're walking. So probably that little one you just touched. Everything in this area.
Let's make sure this is the right one. This is pretty uprooted, so hitting it this time.
Nice, easier.
Okay. And we'll probably have to cut into this hill some
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Oh, goodness. Because we'll have to level this a little better.
Yeah, this one will probably have to come down.
That one?
Yeah.
Don't touch that poison ivy.
What?
That.
That is not poison ivy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh.
It's only 3.
There's 5 on there.
These?
Can you
No,
count?
it's the number. No, that's not poison ivy.
What is it?
It's not poison ivy.
The thistle on your beard.
Here's our rock. A couple, at least several of them. Don't know how far it goes back into the mountain.
It's a big boy.
Yeah. So, let's see if we can get started. See if the X-Pan works.
It takes about a minute here to drill the 21-inch holes, and I just don't want to show you the whole time because it seems like it's extremely slow, but it's actually pretty darn fast. This here is all in real time, and you can see that it does actually drill pretty fast through this limestone.
That is some hard rock. What kind of rock does that look like?
No idea. It's hard.
Yeah. You can look at the holes too. Clean.
Deep. Slippery rock?
No, that's why we're supposed to take everything off.
Well, you can't
There's
get it
so
off
many
when it's
tree
all
roots
together.
on this rock that it's hard to even tell that it's a rock, because that and the moss.
I know.
It's like a carpet.
Can you give me that tool? it works good to pull the scrape up, but man.
You can't move it once you do that.
I should have brought the Sawzall with me. That would have taken care of this. I could have cut right through all those roots.
There's like some super root there.
I'm not sure if it's part of that tree growing or...
Let's see.
I don't think ferns have that big of a root. Look at that. Ugh.
He just wants to make his home out here too.
I know he does. You have a dirty face.
Sweaty face right now.
You got dirt all over it.
Okay. Next one, about right here.
It's gonna have to be so you're gonna have to start at an angle.
Yeah.
This is about out of gas already? That red light blinking is the overload. Ooh, this thing's powerful.
Well, Angel and I got a new drill, and it takes SDS Max bits. We're going down here to drill this so we can get rid of this big rock that is in the way of our drive, our future drive. At least that's the plan. And we'll have to, this is kind of steep right here, but we'll have to make some kind of a thing so it doesn't slip, whatever we call those. Anyhow, we're too tired to think now. Sun's getting ready to head down, and we're ready to be done for today. You can see how much dirt is eroded here. We're gonna put some rock here. That was the rock we put back in July. It was up against the edge, so it's moved. We're gonna collect some of this water. For our deck span. So I should probably drill a couple more real quick.
You can do it fast.
Here it comes. Watch out. got this poplar. Bug, swallowed a bug. We're gonna come in from this angle over here and see if we can get the tree to fall that way. So, get this tree to go that way. I don't think I'm going to change its mind. Are you going? It wants to go. Well, we did it. Imagine cutting the rest of the tree down with a Sawzall. I think my issue was I didn't come in at the same angle here. Yeah, got the job done though. Let's see if the chainsaw still works. Still does. All right. No, not too bad. We'll have to tighten it slightly. Look
at that big tree. Nice straight tree.
Okay, try it now. Said you wanted a few rocks?
Yeah.
Here is our progress, and we smoothed that ridge out. We might continue taking dirt from there, but we have the culvert in, and
I would just need to make this.
we've got to, you can see how low Angel is. We've got to smooth this part down or bring in more dirt or something because the tractor's already tippy. And we've got to pull out these stumps, cut them off or something, probably dig them out.
I don't know if you can see this incline. I'm just not sure it is a good incline for a vehicle. It is steep. Now I may be out of shape, so my gauge is a little subjective, but the tractor has a hard time. See that big rock right there? Because it's so steep right here. Oh, I think we need to figure out how to lower the grade if this is going to be our drive. Dig in. Problem then is how many rocks are we going to come upon? Oh. your opinion on this matter, if Bryce allows this to go into the video. I just know I can't drive the tractor up here anymore. It's too scary. I don't feel safe. I don't like my front tires coming off the ground. That just doesn't seem like a good idea. So your opinion would be great. Thanks. Continuation of my thoughts on too steep of an incline. Bryce is going to attempt to take the truck up here. Make your wager. But anyway, right here, it looks like just a bunch of underbrush, but we think it might be another pathway up to the top that kind of connects the two, because we found the other side, we think. So next trip.
Here's what our box of Dexpan opened up like. It was actually leaking out, which made a mess in here. And I thought it was just this bag, so we taped it up. We get down here and find out that another bag is leaking. Well, we got back from the trip, and I'm going to call this a successful failure trip. And what do I mean by that? Well, it seems like a lot of things went wrong, and I spent more time fixing than I did actually getting work done. However, the successful part of it is we ended up getting quite a bit done. I think we cut down probably about 10 poplars. We got the culvert installed, and so we did get a few things done. We got one of the trees was 62 feet long, and that was after we cut the top off. So that was pretty long. I'm pretty sure we would have at least 40 to 50 usable feet of logs that we could mill. Anyhow, I want to point some things out on this tractor that I just hate. No, this is not a RK25 hate. I absolutely love the tractor. But there's a few things that TYM, the TYM T25, the RK25, and maybe some of the other models need to fix, in my opinion. So let's look at this. The front end is super light. This front end, if it wasn't for the front end loader, I think it would be up in the air all the time. When the backhoe is on, when you see the backhoe and you have that on, it works really well for the most part. Keep in mind that adds 1,000 pounds on the back end of the tractor. And I don't mean just on the back end, but literally behind the rear set of wheels. So it's like a big teeter-totter on one end, and the other side is the lightweight girl on the playground and stuck up in the air. This is not a huge problem on flat ground, but when you are on any kind of elevation, it just wants to flip up. It was so scary for Angel a couple times that she says, I'm not going to drive it anymore. When we're down here in Kentucky, she says it just kept wanting to go up, and that wasn't doing anything but driving. And this grade isn't really that steep. It's a huff and puff walk, but nothing that the tractor can't handle. But it kept, if you had hit any kind of a bump, the front end would pop up. And if I had chains, just a set of 20-foot chains inside the backhoe bucket, it was tipping all the time. That's how narrow this balance is to keep it from flipping up on any kind of a grade. And yeah, you could literally stand on the back and actually cause the front end to go up. So what I found out was, when I checked the tire pressure, there's no fluid in these front tires. They're only on the rear. So I think I'm going to get a set of weights or fill these with fluid. Even just a little bit of weight is going to help, because Angel is right. It doesn't bother me so much that it flips up, because I know on the back end it's going to hit the ground and it's not going to go anywhere. But if you would tip, that would be bad. But this right here, we need some more weight on the front end. That the small Yanmar is not enough, and with that extra 1,000 pounds of weight on the back end. Now, if I had something on that was a little bit closer, such as the box grader, I don't think that's near as much of an issue. In fact, that might even be better, because it is closer. It moves your center of gravity to the front, or at least more to the center. So that's one thing that I would correct. I also think, and it's even worse if you're trying to scoop a pile of dirt up. If you're on a grade, it can be almost scary. Another thing, I think the hydraulic pump is a little bit weak. Some of you have complained about that. I've seen on the Facebook post. I've also seen that other places, and I think I might agree with that. I think the hydraulic pump may be a little weak on this model compared to the RK24, opposite of what the spec sheet says. Well, you heard my short list of complaints. I love the tractor. I hope to get many, many years out of it. While driving that, I came up with 3 more things. It's funny how things jog your memory. Like I said, the tractor's great. Make sure you check your tire pressure. I went back through and checked my tire pressure, and one of the fronts were way over the specs. One of them was low, and the rear tires were both at 6 pounds. And of course, I can't blame RK. I mean, I know that they were not at spec, but still, that's my fault. Being that the fluid was in them, I was hesitant to check them, but I ended up checking them again, and they were low. I always wondered why it sagged a little bit when the backhoe was on, and it shouldn't really sag. It might do it a little bit, but not a lot. So keep that in mind. Make sure you check your tires. Brake. The one thing that I really am annoyed about on the tractor is the brake. There is no brake light to know that your brake is on and engaged. And there'll be times where your engine is dragging and you realize, oh, the brake is on. And you would just, yeah, you probably should know, but there really should be a brake indicator light that it is engaged. And I wish that was one thing that TYM would have thought of. And if it is there, mine's not connected. It should be on there. That little red orange handle, it's hard to tell if it is engaged or not. And there's times you end up wondering why your tractor's just bogging down and the brake is probably engaged, or the hydro under your seat got bumped. That's usually the 1 or 2 things. The third thing happens to be the transmission fluid window is clear, and so is the fluid, and that is just so annoying. It really should have a dye put in, and that is something I am going to add from John Deere into the fluid so I can actually see it. The truck handled extremely well, and we'll tell you about it. We drove it down. We left Thursday a little after 1. And it handled traffic. How does it compare to the van? Much better stability. The van took off and pulled very well. There's really no complaints, surprisingly. But you hit one of those bumps in the road, and if the trailer would sway, you would feel it. You'd feel it in the truck too, but the truck would instantly come out of it. The van would make you crap your pants. Sometimes. I mean, we obviously made it to and back, but it's not the ideal situation. The truck did a lot better. Don't you think, Angel?
Yeah.
So the truck handled very well through traffic. I like the brake controller that it came with better than the one that was in the van, though both of them worked. Okay. It's actually not bad. I think that might still be high. On the way down, we ended up getting, oh my goodness, we were still continuing from our previous miles per gallon, and when we pulled into when we pulled into the state resort, the state park, it says we got, it's 2 inches higher than what I want. It said we had 18 miles per gallon, 18.1. So we'd lost about a half a mile per gallon. Going down, the van always said we had about 15 to 16 miles per gallon, 14 and a half to 15 depending on the trip. And I think the van always calculated like the last 100 miles. I don't know what the truck does, but it's much more miles than that. On the way back though, we had the same unusual occurrence. Now that's as low as I can go. Well, that'll just have to be where it sits. And that means that the truck got less miles per gallon on the way back. While we were going through Kentucky, and at northern Kentucky around Cincinnati, it was showing that our miles per gallon was at 16.9, which I think is pretty good. It's not the 18.1, but I had also reset it, and that's probably more accurate. However, by the time we got up back home, we were down to 16.1. So I'm not sure how it is that when we go down, we get better miles per gallon than when we come back. Doesn't seem to matter what vehicle, and my dad said he gets the same thing. Don't know why. I know the wind is really bad on the way back. It was again today. That's why we have all these windmills out here. All right, we're gonna start torquing these down. One and an eighth. These are 3/4 inch sockets. The truck had a lot of room inside, so we liked that. We didn't have any issues as far as the vehicle goes. That worked flawlessly. Going around the hills, it handled the curves quite well. Okay, I hope that works. Yeah, we had no problem with the truck. It did a great job. I kind of bumped it a little bit when I backed up and I kind of jackknifed. Not the truck's fault, mine. So we'll have to get that fixed. See if that works. Got one of these swivel impact ones. It should help in those areas where you can't quite get. Okay. And we'll just double check one last time. These are tight. It said these are supposed to be 260 foot-pounds of torque. I don't have anything that goes up that high. So we're just torquing it on. I suppose there's some person out there who's figured out that, I don't know, to use a regular torque wrench by putting some kind of a handle on it. But I haven't. And you know what? This will work just fine. Unless the twist off, the impact wrench will do just fine. Now we can put this one back on for the van. Perhaps you're thinking I shouldn't be using this for the van. The van still tows and it still does just fine, and I've got more than one trailer. So why not? This kit from Harbor Freight for big impacts is incredible. It is an incredible set. I love it. It's a 3/4 inch size, so it's bigger than your standard 1/2 inch, so I had to get an adapter. Forgot, got grease all over. Because the van sits a lot lower, I've got to have it on this side. Good. Now we got a backup one too. So you might check out the video here because you know, some other stuff that we did went very well. So the truck went down well. The tractor The tractor worked well, with one exception, but we'll get to that. We got a new culvert put in. We cut down probably 10 big trees. This one here, 62 feet long after we cut the top off. Probably a good 45 usable feet. Very nice, very nice. The hammer drill, the SDS Max hammer drill, fantastic. We could put in those 21-inch holes in probably a minute each. The new generator from Harbor Freight, the silent one, that one went, that worked pretty well. We had one time where it overloaded and I could hardly hold on to the drill while it was doing that, while it was drilling. And I realized I needed to come up more often than what I was doing. Otherwise, it was putting a lot more strain on the drill and therefore on the generator. It did get warm, but it worked. It worked really well. I don't know if the Dexpan worked. When we opened our box of Dexpan, 2 of them had big holes in the bag. That didn't come out right. 2 bags had holes in them. And that was kind of disappointing because it was a brand new box. There was no punctures in the box, and yet the outer bag and the inner bags both had holes in them. And so it kind of leaked all over, made a mess. It made a mess in the truck. That was kind of disappointing. I don't know about the results, so I can't tell you for the product itself, but the packaging wasn't very good. One of our beaver cameras, actually 2 of them, not beaver cameras, trail cams, just didn't record. And that was kind of disappointing. So what happened that wasn't so great? Well, we got a late start. We got a late start because I was trying to work on some hydraulics on the tractor and I couldn't quite get the parts. I came close. But there are so many different hookups. That you just never quite know what you're getting. Wow, that's sharp. I like sharpening these blades by hand. It's fast and you get a better job. So what about something else? Well, the chainsaw, the DeWalt battery-powered chainsaw, fantastic. Until I pinched the blade. I pinched the bar. I pinched the bar and it just, well, see for yourself. So you're looking at that and we ended up, and the problem wasn't the chainsaw, it was me. I wasn't using my wedges. Now I got it free. I brought along my Sawzall and 2 trees did this. The chainsaw still works with the bar, but I'm gonna have to get a new one. Not a new chainsaw, just a bar and chain. But surprisingly, it still works. I actually like to try do those by hand too. So that's kind of the point of the successful failure, was I kind of did some things that were stupid and ended up paying for it. Luckily, the cost wasn't too high. Spend a little bit of time sharpening your axe. and you can spend a lot less time cutting your trees. What else worked well? The chains. We got some hooks on the end per your suggestions. I think it was Dean who told us that. Thank you, Dean. And it's kind of what we were figuring, but works fantastic. We were able to pull the trees down the hill. Excellent. Probably our other failure was we don't see a way to control the beavers at this point. And that's probably our most disappointing, because the biggest failure was when Bryce decided to break part of the beaver dam just to see what would happen. And did. Then drove around because he was going to do a little bit of digging to straighten out, take care of some of the erosion in the creek, and he got stuck. And wasn't just a little bit stuck, it was up to the axle stuck. And here's a quick tip for you.
Got stuck in the mud.
If you don't have pats on, or at least not the way it comes, while if you are going to use the backhoe. The two square, the U-bolts that hold the pats on, extend down about 1.5 inches, where lower than what would normally be, and that will catch on dirt, mud, boards, anything. So it might not be a bad idea to pull those out once you got the pats on. I ended up leaving them on, but while I was stuck, I had to pull those out. I couldn't get out without taking those U-bolts off, 2 of them, 8 nuts. But we got it. The next morning, the beavers had already repaired the break in the dam. That is how ferocious these guys are.
The part I cut into it.
Or, I don't know if ferocious is the right word, but that is how determined these guys are.
Amazing.
If you could only hire them as your employees,
and the water
your business would be incredible. And maybe that's what you need to do, is go into beaver business or dam business and build dams, because these guys know what they're doing. Put a few sticks together and voila, they've got a lake. So before I can do much more, I've got to get that problem solved. We're going to still keep building up top and work on the roads. If you guys know of somebody who likes to trap, who wants the beavers, and is close to southern, the Corbin area, let me know, because I really want to know how to take care of them. There's no way I can get rid of the dams without getting rid of the beavers. So I think that's probably my biggest disappointment, even more than getting the tractor stuck, because the tractor's unstuck and the beavers are still there. Yeah. Take care. God bless.
Hi. Did we scare you? Hi. Sorry. Okay.
Say hi to Angel. We're flying over this new area that's flooded. You can see down there where the dam is, the big dam. Must be at least 10 foot tall. and it's just massive. Look at that. And now we're going to be approaching the den of the beaver right here. This here was the month before, in March, and I didn't put this video out, but you can actually see better where the trail is going to go because there's no leaves. It really is just a beautiful place. Now the day before this, it was almost 70 degrees, and it was the day that we hiked up to the very top of the mountain with Julia. It was just beautiful. I don't believe I've published some of that yet. Hopefully we can get that out too. We cut some trees here, and this is where the switchback is going. Down below right there. And the switchback will go up to those cliffs that you see right behind these lower trees. It's not extremely clear, but it's definitely clearer than if the leaves were on.
Thinks he's gonna get out. Look how deep his tires are.